Okay, so after watching the first video, what you should do is go ahead and copy this down in your notebook. And I'm going to ask you to pause the video now and see if you can plot these lines and find the solution to these two systems of equations. So pause the video, make an attempt at this, and then come back and watch it and see if you were correct. Okay, so here we go. We're going to plot the first one. This says it crosses the y-axis at positive 2. So this one's going to be here at positive 2. And we've got a negative 1/2 as a slope. So we can see that negative 1/2 is either negative 1 over positive 2 or positive 1 over negative 2. Remember, the negative in a fraction can slide up or down, top or bottom, it doesn't matter. But it can't be both or it would make the fraction positive. So we're going to use the first one. We got to go down 1 and right 2. So down 1, right 2. So there would be a point. If I keep doing that, down 1, right 2, it's going to cross the x-axis there. That's my x-intercept. If I go down 1 and right 2, there's a point. Or if I use the second one, it says go up 1 and then left 2. Up 1, left 2, up 1, left 2. So there's my line. There's my dots. I can connect the dots with a line. Ideally, you would have a ruler or a straight edge to help you draw this line as straight as you can. All right. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. Negative 3 is where it's crossing the y-axis. So there's my point. And again, we have a negative slope. So this one's going to slope down to the right as well. But it's probably, the fraction's a real like smooth curve. Whereas a whole number is going to make it a lot steeper. All right. If we use our slope as negative 3 over 1, that means we go down 3 and right 1. And notice immediately if we do that, we're getting further away from that line. So we want to move up the graph. So what we need to do is do just the opposite. We want to go up 3 and left 1 until we get it. All right. So we still haven't touched the line. So I've got to go up 3 and left 1 and boom. Right there is where it's going to cross. So we can continue. We don't have to continue putting points there. Here is our solution set. Where these two lines are intersecting, let's figure out the coordinates for that. Well, from the origin, I have to go left 2. So that's a negative 2 on the x. And then I've got to go up 1, 2, 3. So that's a positive 3 on the y. So my solution here is x is equal to negative 2 and y is equal to positive 3. Okay? So there's the solution to that equation. All right. Now, looking at the second one, I can see if you tried this, you might be a little bit confused. But look at it as if it's still in this y equals mx plus b form. All right. We've got y is equal to 3. Notice the thing that's missing here is the x term. And remember, I said that the x term is what causes the slope. The thing that the m is what causes that line to slope one way or the other. What this is saying is that there is no slope. So if there is no slope, then that means that the line has got to be horizontal. It's going to be flat. Think of the slope of your floor that you're sitting on right now. All right. The slope is 0. All right. There's no slope on that floor. So what they're saying is that there's no slope. So we're not going to have to worry about going up or down on the graph. And what they're saying here then, the other number, which is the number we have, is where it crosses the y-axis. So this is crossing the y-axis at 3. So here is where this line is crossing the y-axis. And if there's no slope, then what that means is that it's a horizontal line just like that. All right? So there is our y equal to 3 line. Anytime you see a y equal to just a number, this is what the line will look like. Wherever that number is, that's where it crosses the y-axis, and then it's just going to be a horizontal line. Notice also, and just to as an aside for a different problem, if they gave you something like this, x equal to 3, then what that means is you're going to have a vertical line there. So x equal to 3 would be a line up and down like this. So if you have y equal to a number, it's a horizontal line crossing the y-axis at that number. If you have x equal to a number, it's going to be a vertical line crossing the x-axis at that number. Okay, so that's just an aside. The x equal to 3 stuff doesn't apply to this problem, but it's something to keep in your mind for future reference. All right, we look at the second equation. We've got y is equal to x. Don't let that throw you off. Look at it as y is equal to mx plus b. We do have our x term here, so we're going to have a slope line, but what we don't have is that second number. If that number is not there, then that means it's equal to 0. So this is crossing the y-axis here at the origin. And then if you look at the number with the x, there is none, so that's a 1. So our slope is 1. So if you go up 1 and right 1, notice when you do that, you are getting closer to that line, so you want to keep going in that direction. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and boom, there is where it's crossing. So you can connect the dots and you can extend your line as much as you want in this direction. It doesn't matter. We know that the solution to those two equations is found right there where those lines intersect. So to go from the origin to that line, down the hallway, I'm going 1, 2, 3. So my x is equal to 3. And then I'm going up 1, 2, 3. So my y is also equal to 3. And notice, we already had the answer to that, right? And you didn't even have to graph these to see that. If we said y is equal to 3 here, then if we take out y here and put 3, then we would have known that x would be equal to 3 as well. All right? So there's a couple of different ways to look at that, but we're saying x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 3. All right? So there's the solution to your systems. If you have any questions about this, please bring them to class.